Hello, Ian Anderson Gray here. Yes, I'm not Steve Dotto. I'm standing in for Steve, who is on vacation. So, yes, you've got me today. I'm very excited to be here. Welcome to Just Between You and Me. This is where we sit down with the best in marketing. And I'm very excited today because I've got Kelly Noble Mirabella on to talk about bots, Facebook Messenger bots. So if you are watching live, if you're watching the replay, first of all, if you're watching the replay, just put hashtag replay in the comments. It'd be great to know that you're watching that. And if you're watching live, it's great to see you. We're broadcasting to Facebook and YouTube, to my page at iag.me, the in-video pages, and Kelly's Facebook page as well. We're all over the place today, which is very exciting. So yeah, I'm excited about this. And I'm also excited about InVideo. Thank you so much, InVideo, for putting on this show. It's an amazing show. It's great to sit down with the best in marketing and have a bit of a chit chat. It's just really a way of digging deep and asking those questions that you've always wanted to be asking. And I'm really excited about today's episode because when it comes to bots, and it's quite funny really, because Steve, you know, has talked about this on the show before. He's not always been the biggest fan of bots, and I'm actually a secret fan of bots, but I don't say that to Steve. But I still feel like I've only dipped my toe in the world of bots. And so I'm really excited to have Kelly on the show to talk about this. And I'm going to ask her loads of questions. So if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube, that's great. That is awesome. But you can also find out more. You can see all the previous episodes at invideo.io/you and me. In fact, I might even have a little banner for that. Do I have a banner for that? There we go. The tech is working. invideo.io/you and me. And of course, I also want to let you know about the amazing InVideo group on Facebook. So that's on the screen as well. Facebook.com/groups/invideo.io. What would be awesome if you're watching this is to share it, to like it, spread the word, spread the love. That would be awesome. And also, there's going to be some quite cool Facebook botty things going on. But I'm going to ask Kelly all about that because it's far too complicated for me. So.
Oh, hi. Hello. So, hi, everyone. I think Ian, there he is.
There we go.
Like,
for some reason,
on me.
I was in the middle. How rude of the tech. I was in the middle. I don't think I'd quite finished. But anyway,
tech
there we go.
has been very rude to me today.
Well, anyway, I think I talked about, you know, nourishing. What was it? The professional connections you've worked really hard to build and nourish over the years. And I can't forget this. But you're one of the leading experts in setting up Facebook Messenger bots. So welcome to the show, Kelly. How are you doing?
Thank you. Hello. Thank you, Ian. That was nice of you to say.
That was a bit of a shock, wasn't it?
I was like, what happened? Are we still going? People are like, there's a delay. So people are like, what happened?
I know.
We're excited.
Well, I don't know how much of that everyone heard, but anyway,
Facebook got so excited it kicked us out. It's not the first time it's happened to me.
Yeah, well, there we go. Actually, I think I know what happened. Okay. So yeah, but anyway, it's that's live for you, isn't it? So yeah, I'll just read that first bit because I don't think people heard the bio. So I don't know whether people did that. So I'm going to go back to me, Kelly, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll just read that first bit because
let's rewind, you guys.
Let's rewind. Yeah, let's do that. So let's start again because I don't think you heard me. I think the audio dropped out. So Kelly found Stellar Media Marketing in 2010. Kelly Noble Mirabella has had extensive experience with social media for both personal and business use, with a foundation in networking and traditional marketing to supplement her social tech savvy. Kelly has built her reputation in the marketing industry on referrals and the vast network of professional connections she's worked hard to build and nourish over the years. And she is one of the leading experts in setting up Facebook Messenger bots. We got there in the end.
Yay!
There we go. Fabulous. Great. Well, where are you dialing in from today, Kelly?
I'm in Southern California. Very hot. Southern California, just outside the Mojave Desert. It's going to be like 104 today. You guys.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
wow.
God.
Wow.
So hot.
That is very
not
very
as hot
well,
as the comments section in this live, but pretty
no. Well,
hot.
I was going to say we've got so many amazing comments, so do let us know where in the world you're watching from.
Yeah.
I can see so many things here. I've got Eric is here. Thank you, Kelly. What a gift. Looking forward to the learning the basics of ManyChat. I understand the theory of why I should do this. Now I need to know what buttons to push. Well, you're definitely going to find out about that from Tara. Woohoo! Excited to watch. Jim is here, shared this. I'm looking forward to a great presentation. Oh my goodness, there's so many comments. I'm sorry that everyone that I'm not going to be able to get through this. Kim Milnes is here. Have I got that right? Yeah, Ian Francisco. Yeah, this will be. You can always watch the replay. So if we're not in the right time zone for you, then definitely.
Oh my gosh, we have someone from Saudi Arabia. My mom lived there for a while. Someone else from Dubai. My mom lived there for a while.
That's awesome. And we've got Jessica from the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Rachel is saying hi. Let's see what else we've got. Richard is from Yelm, WA. What's WA again? You'll know all that.
Washington.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Washington. Yeah. Okay. Great. I've got somebody from. It's going so quickly. I can't. So Adnan is from Pakistan. Wow, we've got people all over the world, which is awesome. Fabulous. Well, I think we need to dive into the world of bots. First of all, though, I did mention this before that you've added some kind of technical wizardry to because you've got a special course and a bit of a giveaway. So should we talk about that first?
Yeah, let's do that first. Let's jump into it. So today, while we're chatting, we're going to talk more about like the overview, like the 101, but I know y'all want to dig in, right? You're like, oh, I'm ready to get into ManyChat. That's the tool I use, by the way. So is the mug. So I'm giving away a course that I literally made this weekend, so you know it's up to date. It's the most up to date. It's called my Baby Got Bot. By the way, my brand is Baby Got Bot. Baby Got Bot Foundations course. It's all for ManyChat, and it is going to get you going. It's going to teach you all the settings you need to know, even ones you didn't know you needed to know, y'all. Right. I'm going to teach you all of it. How to connect your page, how to set everything up, how to build your first chatbot. It's awesome. It's free. I know you're excited. So here's how you're going to access it. If you are on the in-video or the Stellar Media Marketing page watching this video, you can just type as you wish. For those of you who know me, you know I'm a big fan of The Princess Bride. And so if you want a course, all I have to say is, as you wish, my friends. So type in as you wish, and the messenger bot is going to hook you up. It's going to tell you how you get access. If you are on Ian's page, or if you are on YouTube or viewing this anywhere else where you can't type as you wish, because it's only going to work on those 2 Facebook pages, then we have a link for you that's going to open up in Messenger. Now, if you get into Messenger and you see a Get Started button at the bottom, go ahead and click that, because that means you're new. And that's the beautiful thing about Messenger is we can't just message anyone we want. This isn't email. We can't just add people. Facebook actually requires you to opt in first, which means you're going to need to click that Get Started button when you go there. So there you go. That's how you're going to get in. We'll probably talk about it one more time, but you guys keep those as you wishes coming.
I love that. I'm a big Princess Bride fan too, and I've been getting the kids into it. So
me too. Oh my gosh.
My goodness, we've got loads of as you wishes. So that is awesome.
Follow the prompts. You have to do all the things in order to get the course. Guys, I worked real hard on this course. I actually had to rebuild the landing page today, the course page this morning. So you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. We take care of each other.
That sounds good. Well, definitely check that out, guys. So as you wish on the in-video page and the Kelly's page, and that we put the link in. We'll put the link in the comments if you're looking at this on YouTube or another channel. So I think we need to get in.
Let's do it. Let's dig in.
So let's get a bit geeky, but also I think there's been so much excitement, and I can definitely tell there's so much excitement at the moment about bots, and this has been going on for a while. But I think it's almost getting more.
It is.
But I think before we get really excited about it, I think I've got to ask you, have you got any data? Let's get a bit geeky on this. Data on why bots are the rage right now, because we can get really excited. everyone's on them,
Yeah.
but that's probably not a good enough reason. What do you reckon?
Yeah, no. And actually, I think that a lot of people will say, I don't like bots because they're annoying, or, because honestly, like, I hate bad bots too. And it's my mission in life to help you guys build good bots. So yeah, absolutely. Messenger bots have been around for a while. I've actually been using them for over 4 years. And I will say that they're kind of like still on, they're going to be so huge, but right now people are still kind of like unsure because of that, the bad connection to what we call bots. Now, messenger bots are different than bots, but there's that association. So I think once we get past that, you're going to see it. But I'm going to tell you, we're going to throw up the graph. This is the one boring graph that I'm going to show you because it kind of blows your mind when you see it. Are you going to find me? There it is. Hey, screenshot this, share it out, keep it for your own. But what you're looking at here, last year was the first year. The red is social media users. The black is mobile app users. Last year was the first year that there was an equal amount of social media users, all social media users, and mobile app users. This does not include text message. This is actual mobile apps. This year, 2020, is the first year there are more mobile app users. So if people are like, bots aren't for me, messenger bots, I don't need them, chat bots, meh. Then I ask you, if you're willing to invest your money in social media, why wouldn't you invest in something that's actually already bigger than social media? It's a no-brainer to me. So, most of us, I think, are probably watching. I want to know from you guys, how many of you are watching this live on your phone? And how many of you, if not, are within arm length of a phone? Please let me know, because most people have, we all have smartphones, and most of us have at least one messaging app. If you're on an iPhone, you automatically have one because of the iMessage is a messaging app. A lot of people have Messenger, which is what I build my messenger bots in, which is the tied kind of for the most popular messaging app in the world. The second is WhatsApp. Those two kind of fight depending on what part of the world you're at. By the way, they're both owned by Facebook. So potato. So yeah, people are like, on my phone, on my desktop. But if you're on your desktop, are you within reach of a mobile app? So yeah, so I think that there's a lot of people who are unsure, and I think that data alone should get you excited to dive in and really start experimenting, because the data is already, it already shows this is where people are going, this is where people are at. It's just we as marketers and businesses need to catch up and get comfortable with it quick and do it right, because there's way too many people doing it wrong, and that's why it has a bad rep, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I think that's important to say, and I think in all honesty, that's part of the reason I've had a bit of animosity to bots, because I've seen them used so badly, and
Me too.
There's been taking the human out of it, and sometimes I feel like some people who've created bots have tried too hard to make it almost
seem like it is a human,
too real, and that feels a bit weird. But
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. I think that the best messenger bots are the ones that set the right expectation. Like when you go in to mine, it's going to be like, yo, I'm the messenger experience, not a real person. So I'm limited. If you want me to get a real person, I'm gonna hook you up. Type human below, and I'm gonna hook you up with Kelly. I'll go drag her. My messenger bot actually says, I will go drag her from whatever child is attached to her leg. So you have to set the expectation. Don't try to trick people. Because when you set expectations with people, then they're cool with what you throw at them. They're like, oh yeah, messenger bot, cool. Get me what I want. But if you're all, I'm a human, but they catch on that you're not, they're like, whoa, dude, like, come on. What's this all about? And that annoys the crap out of people. I don't know why people try to play that game. Like, just be honest. Just be honest.
Yeah, totally.
I'm honest about my messenger bot, and people freaking love it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. And I think if that was such an important thing to say, Kelly, and I'm really glad you shared that. It's really, really important. Don't try and you just got to be yourself, be true, and don't try and what's the word? You try and complicate things as well. I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So as a marketer or a business owner or both, why you talked about the fact that we're all connected to our mobile devices, but are there any other reasons why we should have a messenger bot? What's the advantage what kind of advantage does one business
Oh
owner
man,
have over
so
another when it
many.
comes to bots? Yeah.
So many. I'm going to tell you, a lot of people go into messenger bots, and especially over the past 2 years, thinking it's the replacement for email. And unfortunately, a lot of early educators in the space, I'm not going to name names, but they were like, this is the new email. It's, open rates are better and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yo, my specialty for the past 14 years has been email marketing. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's not. It's completely different. And like anything else, multi-channel marketing is where the party's at. So don't put all those eggs in the same basket. But I would say instead of focusing so much on the broadcast, focus on all of the ways that a messenger bot can help you. For instance, I don't know if my girl Amanda Robinson's in here. Someone tag Amanda Robinson. She actually uses it for, we know Amanda, she's awesome. She's the queen of Facebook. Ads.
Yeah, she was on the show.
She was
a
on
few
last
weeks
week,
ago.
wasn't she? Or like the week before?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
I love her. She's one of my queenies. And she actually has a course, her kick ads course, kicking the ads. I love the name. And she actually uses a messenger bot to onboard people. And it's amazing that you can use it, and it just saves you so much time. I'm going to be doing we're going to show a couple case studies where I can break down kind of different ways to use it. So I want to take you outside of the mind frame of I'm blasting to people. I've got to like send a message all the time. And I want to take you in more of the way of like how to effectively use messenger bots to qualify leads, get people to show up for your Facebook Live. Many of you actually came to this Facebook Live because of my messaging campaign with Facebook Live, which is a strategy I use. Bella Vasta's in the group. She's done it. Agora Pulse, we've done it with them. My own page, I use it every week on Thursday. Y'all, who's tuning in for Baby Got Chat tomorrow? So we use bots quite often in ways that absolutely very rarely have to do with this concept of like just blasting crap out to people, like promotion. There's better ways. So why don't we talk about some of those ways? Why don't we show some of the case studies? You want to do that?
I think that's a good idea. It's a kind of old one, but the word social, the phrase social media has the word social in it.
What?
So, I know this is like mega news, but yeah, it's not about blasting, is it?
Stop it. Just stop it.
Yeah, we should definitely do it. Just before we get onto the case studies, we've got really excited and you shared some amazing things, but what are the kind of things that you require to set up a bot, and also the other thing is what platforms provide the service. Today we're talking about Facebook Messenger. There are other bots out there, but in terms of like the tech that we need, because I think sometimes we can overly complicate things. What do we need? Tell us.
So much easier than you think. So I have taught all kinds of beginners who have never done coding. You guys, little secret, I don't know how to code. Okay, I'm not a developer. So that's
shocking. That is shocking.
People are shocked to know that, especially since I just created a website for the course we're giving away today. And I do bots like all the time. I use a messenger bot tool called ManyChat. Many of you have already seen my little ManyChat mug. I didn't do this on purpose. I just have ManyChat stuff everywhere because I am their trainer. I do their course as well. And ManyChat's really easy. It's like kind of a drag and drop. And the foundations course that I'm giving away, if you type in as you wish, you're going to be able to get access to that. But that is going to take you through ManyChat and the technical side, I guess, of building using ManyChat. You'll see how easy it is if you just follow along. But in terms of what platforms have messenger bots, when I'm talking about messenger bots, I'm talking about literally Messenger, Facebook Messenger. But if you go to someone's website, they might have a little chat bubble that pops up, right? And that isn't necessarily a messenger bot. That's what I would call a chat bot. So that's independent a lot of times, not the one on my site. The one on my website is connected to Messenger. WhatsApp is still rolling out with really high level beta, but that's coming. Instagram is coming. Anything basically Facebook owns is coming. So there's all these things. By the way, if you're like, I still don't understand what a chat bot is, well, basically if you said like, I'm not going to do it, but hey, the SIRI chick, or hey, GOOGLE, or hey, ALEXA. I can't believe I can spell all these. I'm dyslexic too. But if you say those out loud and they how can I help you? What do you want me to search? The voice activated chatbots. Those are chatbots. They're all automations essentially that humans or artificial intelligence build. In most cases, we're talking about humans building it. So let's be real. bots are only as good as the humans who built them. So it's all on you. Get it straight. Do it right.
Definitely. That's great. Well, I think you've got some like examples that you're going to help us with, because I think most of us, certainly I do, I work best by example. So you've totally, I'm totally being converted, bots are the way, but give us some examples so we can learn from that. That'd be great.
Okay, let's throw up the slide with Bella Vasta on there. I have a very specific way that I personally use my messenger bot strategy every week from my show. But this is a case study that I did. I did a lot of case studies on this. I actually have more than this one. This is my Facebook Live strategy that you guys are actually experiencing right now. And with Bella, this is the first time that she ran it. And she had 229 times more distribution, 1,040 times more comments, 27 times more shares, almost 34 times more views on her Facebook Live because of this messenger bot strategy that you guys are literally experiencing if you're watching via the in-video Facebook page right now. So you can type as you wish and you're gonna come in. So this is one way that I use messenger bots. And just to kind of break it down very quickly, and there's Bella, yay. Bella actually just used it again for a webinar that she did with in-video and like killed it. She was posting about it in her Facebook in a chat the other day. So I was like super pumped. But basically we have people register using the messenger bot. Because they've registered, we've tagged them, and we're only sending out the broadcast to those people who have been tagged, who've registered. So we send that broadcast out. Now I saw Simon earlier say, well, messenger open rates are dropping. I'm telling you, if you do it this way, if you're tagging people, if you're making sure only to segment your list and send the messages to those people who say, yes, I want them, and you're being compliant, then your open rates are astounding. They're excellent. Because your delivery rate is pretty much 100% if you're doing it right. So they come in, they're activating the algorithm by being here, commenting, clicking, share, all the things. Then we get them to do the comment growth tool, which again, you guys are typing as you wish. That's more signals to Facebook. So you're multiplying on the algorithm organically, signaling to Facebook, yo, this is good content. Please share this out. And Facebook's like, yeah, I guess it is, because people are interacting with it. So that's one way that I use messenger bots. I actually use this every week on my live show every Thursday. And every week I have at least 30 people show up on a show that I literally just started. So that's back in the day when I first started a Facebook Live, I'd be lucky to have 2 people. So I'm pretty pumped about that. So the next example we're going to give you is the one with the dude. Remember the one with the dude? The dude is Kerwin Ray. And Kerwin Ray put together this messenger bot that he has a high ticket program. I think it was like a $4,000 program, which you can imagine is a lot of work. You have to get people on the phone and qualify them on the phone. It takes a lot of time. So this actually cut the time in half and helped them make $61,000 in 2 weeks organically with this. And basically what we did, let's go ahead and go to the next slide with the plan. The plan. Okay. I know it's in there. There it is. So here's the plan. Don't let the little boxes at the top scare you. Those are just kind of peaks of the messenger bot, what they can look like. But the first thing that this messenger bot did is people came in through a Facebook comment growth tool like you guys are doing with the As You Wish. And it took them to a flow, which is basically a chatbot message that asked them questions and qualified that lead. It also was able to capture their information, whether or not they were a good lead or a good qualified lead for that program. It didn't matter. It's asking them the questions. If they weren't, it was still directing them to the right type of content that did fit their needs. So it's not just dropping them off like, oh, whoops, I guess you don't fit this. I guess I'm going to ignore you. It actually pushed them into other content pieces. And then it automatically had them schedule a call through Acuity if they were qualified. And then the representative, the salesperson or what have you would get on the call. They would have all this pre-qualified information already saved for them. They would know the person's name, what their interests are, whatever they were asking along the way. And it was so much easier to convert that person. And it saved the sales force a ton of time because they're literally talking to the people who are already qualified for that plan. So that is the high ticket sales. We're going to do one more. And this is actually a fundraiser that I put on during a time when I was very, very sick, which is kind of hilarious, the shenanigans that happened. I did in Australia. Do we have any Aussies in the house? I know it's like the middle of the night for my Aussie friends, but sometimes they show up for me, and I just love them for that. But if they are watching the replay. So I went to Australia to speak actually at a conference for Kerwin Way in December. And it was during the fires. And I am from Southern California. I mean, technically I'm from Colorado, but I've lived in Southern California for 6 years. I've been evacuated from my home twice because of fires, including just last summer. So it was really traumatic to be there and be like, oh my gosh, I know what these people are going through. It was like little PSTD or whatever, post-traumatic stress. And it ended up that I came home, I just kept seeing the news, and I thought, you know what, I can do something. I have amazing friends. All my friends who are in the chat, you know who you are. They're all super talented. It's part of being in the business. And I just reached out, was like, anyone want to put on a summit? Like, let's raise some money. Meanwhile, I had bronchitis. My daughter, my then 3-year-old, now 4-year-old, had pneumonia. I'm not saying we had anything else, but it was pretty bad. and it was a really rough time. But with the help of a messenger bot, let's go ahead and throw up the slide. I actually used it to onboard, I think it was 45 speakers. All I had to do was build a messenger bot. It took the speakers, gathered their headshot, the title of their thing, the bio, any social links. It actually had a place where they could submit the video that they would submit for their course. It did all of it, and it exported it into a Google Sheet so that my team of volunteers were able to very quickly and easily access all the information. It also facilitated donations. So I actually built it so that it could, the messenger bot actually would allow people to either get a tier where they got unlimited access, lifetime access to the courses if they donated a certain amount of money, or it, so I think it was like $50 or more. And if you did less, then you only get it for a month. And then it would automatically enroll those people into the course that they would fall into using Thinkific. It automatically enrolled them. And in less than a month, we raised $10,000. Now, I do believe we could have raised more, but I was deathly ill. But I felt like that was a really cool way to know that you can use these messenger bots, and it's not necessarily sending out a broadcast, that are really successful success stories on getting more eyes on your content, making money, qualifying leads, sending people to join your Facebook Lives, and raising money for good causes. And that's just some of the ways. There are so many other ways to use them. It's ridiculous.
Wow. I think you kind of like blown my mind, and you've blown the minds of everyone here. So thank you so much. Yeah, we've got Mohammed is saying, need to know all the hacks. Yeah, we're gonna get onto some more hacks. Don't worry.
We're gonna do it. Shout out to Chuck Morin, who is in the comments. He actually was the first. He was actually one of the first people to volunteer for the rainforest. So he actually built our landing page. So shout out to him. He's amazing.
He is amazing, definitely. And yeah, so we've got some other questions. So do keep these questions coming, and I'll ask Kelly. So how to get people to complete going through the bot? Any kind of thoughts on that, how you can get people going through and not dropping out?
Yeah, so I think that the most important thing is, again, setting the right expectations, letting people know, hey, this is what you're to expect. And if you have, say, like several questions you're going to be asking them, say, I've got 8 questions for you. So let's go through it. And then at the halfway point, I'm going to be like, you're halfway there. One more question, so add that conversational content, and don't just expect people to want to keep going, because eventually they'll be like, does this go on forever? Like, how many questions do you need? Set the expectation. Now, if you have a place where you're constantly looking at that data, if there's a place where people are dropping off, you can actually add a tag and a condition that's going to check, have they stopped here? Have they answered? And if not, it's going to, loop back and say, hey, just a reminder, you're almost done. Let's just get you through. Let's get you going, and have them move on from there. So that's another way that I do it. But I think the most important way is to set expectations. And I know I say that a lot, but seriously, UX, user experience, is bar none, in my opinion, the most important thing about messenger bots. And I got a lot of flack for this. I spoke at a Conversations conference, which is ManyChat's conference last year. And a lot of people gave me slack because that was my presentation, is user experience, bar none, most important thing. People are like, well, this is so fluffy. This doesn't even show us anything. I was like, don't build a bot if you can't do a great user experience, because then you're just part of the problem. And I'm not about that, right? I want to solve the problem of bad bots. So yes, user experience, 100%, set expectations, test your bot, preview your bot on both desktop and your mobile device, and make sure that the user experience is bar none excellent.
I love that. It's so important. I think we can get so involved with the techie stuff, and there's some great techie questions here, and we will get through to them. And it's very similar. I mean, I was on the show last week with live video. Again, people get really excited by the tech and the gear and forget about the big picture. So
you gotta have those foundations.
Yeah, it's the foundation stuff. So thank you for that. So keep the comments coming. We've got some. I'm going to ask more questions from the web. So people who are watching, what's the web? Let me just get this up so I know what I'm talking about. So this, if you are watching, if you want to check out invideo.io/you-and-me, that is where the party is. Well, the party's everywhere, but you can go there. That'll be awesome. So if you've just joined us, you have come to the right place. This is just between you and me. I've got the wonderful Kelly Noble Mirabella on, which is fab. And if you are watching the replay, do put #replay. Let us know where in the world you're watching from. And it'd be also awesome if you go to this fantastic Facebook group. It's such an amazing community, the InVideo community, facebook.com/groups/invideo.io. And if you haven't come across InVideo before, InVideo are the hosts of this show. They put it on, and they are an amazing service and such an amazing bunch of people as well. The people behind the tool is great. It's an online video editor, but that doesn't really give it justice. There's so much about InVideo that we'll talk about later on. So that is definitely awesome. And you can also check out Kelly at her website is stella247.com. But again, I'll be sharing more about that in a bit. So, Kelly, we've got some other questions that have come from the other group, which I just wanted to mention. So let's have a look where they were. So yes, so Hamza wants to know your take on DriftBot.
I do not know what DriftBot is.
I'm glad you said that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, I wonder whether there are. I think there is. There
are different messenger bots for sure.
I think it is. I think it might be, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I think Drift is a bot for your website, but it's nothing to do with Facebook Messenger. I think if that's what you're saying, I think, and what we're focusing on today, and what Kelly is the expert on, is Facebook Messenger bots. Yes. So yeah, sorry about that question, but I thought you might know.
You never know. I do know some other tools. It's just I try to keep in my lane. I just want to remind everyone while you're looking for the next question that if you want to get access, because I know there's a lot of technical questions, we're not going to be doing a lot of show and tell today because I am giving away the course. So if you want to get free access to the course, go ahead. If you're on the InVideo Facebook page or the Stellar Media Marketing Facebook page, type in the comments as you wish. And if you are elsewhere, then we're going to throw a link up, and that will open in Messenger. And if you're new to InVideo's Messenger, you'll just hit get started and follow the prompts. And that'll show you how to get it.
And I think that's great, because the fact that you can just type a comment in, and this in Facebook Messenger will spring to life.
It's my assistant. It's awesome. I don't know about you, but when I go live, I am the producer. I don't have time to be sitting there.
And it's also awesome that it works. You don't have the comments feature on YouTube. You can't just type as you wish on YouTube, but you can click on that link, and it's effectively the same kind of thing, isn't it? So
this is a fun fact, you guys. This is the first time I'm testing the link on YouTube. So if it works, I'm going to start going live from my own show on YouTube as well.
Well, that's awesome. Well, if you're watching on YouTube, on the InVideo YouTube page, let us know what you think. It'd be cool because this is new technology.
Did it work, you guys? Let us know. Did it work? Otherwise, I'm gonna have a heart attack. I did not sleep well last night.
If it doesn't work, don't tell us. No, I'm joking. Do tell us, but in a nice way. Yeah, so that's great. Keep the as you wishes coming. We've also got some other comments here, so I'm sorry we'll not be able to get through all of these, but Monica says, what is the process for checking your bot to make sure it works correctly?
Okay.
Do you message? That's a great question. Do you message it to yourself on the test page? Because I think that was one of my concerns when I was dabbling in the world of bots. I don't want to kind of mistakenly message everyone with some random thing on my testing. So what do we do?
So you absolutely would connect it to your own page. I test on my own page. You wouldn't believe how many flows I have that nobody can access. So there's a couple of ways to do it. If you're not building, like say the things in the foundation course, we're going to teach you how to do like a welcome message, greeting text, main menu. But if you're not.
Oh, looks like we've lost Kelly. Well, she did say this might happen because her computer's being a little bit temperamental. Should we say that? Temperamental. So hopefully Kelly's coming out. Oh, she has come back. That was good. I thought
that was weird.
I thought you were going to be away for like the next 5 hours.
No, my computer didn't crash. For those of you who follow me, you know my computer and I don't get along. No, StreamYard just like kicked me out. Anyways, where were we talking about? I know. Gosh, see, the technology is not friendly to me today.
No, it's fine. So yeah, we were talking about what was it? Yeah, this was a question again. So
there it is. Okay.
The process of making sure it works correctly and testing it and all that. Kind of stuff.
So you actually just build in the flow builder, which you'll learn about in my foundations course. And there's actually, when you're editing, like a preview button, and you can just click on that and preview it. And that's how I do it. I preview it on my desktop. I preview it on my phone. If you want to send it to a friend, you can create what's called a ref URL, something else you're going to learn about in the foundations course, which creates the link that just opens it up into Messenger, similar to the link you guys have been using off of Facebook. And that is something that your friends can test, or a colleague or a client, without necessarily having it go live to the world. So it's actually very easy. I know a lot of people do like having a test account. I have other accounts, and I will tell you from experience, it just becomes kind of a pain in the butt to have so many accounts. And also, there's a difference between a free ManyChat account, which you can learn about in my course, as well as a pro, which you can learn about in my course. And I have a pro, and because I'm an educator, I have to have a pro. I have to teach you guys how to use all of the capabilities. So I obviously don't want to pay for every single account that I want to test it on. So I just use my own page.
That's cool. Well, that was a question I was going to ask you. You know, ManyChat, there is a free plan on ManyChat, but there are paid ones. And am I right in thinking, I think you could have alluded to this, that it's the amount of money you spend is per Facebook account, but also how many subscribers you have? Can you maybe tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so you can have a free account and you can have as many subscribers as you want, but there's certain capabilities you won't be able to have. And most people are going to need those capabilities. Like if you want to capture email and you want to really level up, you're going to need a pro account. And if you do get my course, I'm going to give you 30 days free of the pro account, so you'll be able to play with it. But the accounts are per Facebook page. So if you have like 3 Facebook pages, maybe you're building for clients, maybe you have a test page, you have to have a pro account for each one. So it's like $10 here, $10 here, $10 here. And then it's based off your subscriber count. So I'm up to $45 a month. Mind you, I try to keep my subscribers down under 2,000. I know pages who have hundreds of thousands of people on their page, which between us, isn't that the name of the show? Between you and me, I don't think is smart. I don't think that because of the compliance, which you're going to learn about in the course, you can't necessarily just send messages to people whenever you want. So there's a lot of ways that Facebook is trying to keep people from spamming. And because of that, there's no reason to carry high amounts of subscribers if you're not able to communicate with them.
Great. Really good stuff. We've got a few little more questions before we do another deep dive. So Simon is saying, do we need to know Facebook business or can we do everything through ManyChat? So I'm not sure whether that's to do with business manager or whether we go on to, we do everything within Facebook or do we do it on ManyChat. I'm not entirely sure, but.
Yeah, so you do need to have a Facebook page. Like you have to, because it's connected to your Facebook page. You send the messages out from your Facebook page. It's not through your personal account. It's not through anything else. It's through a business page. So yes, you have to have that. Now in my foundations course, one of the very first videos, I think it is the first video, I actually teach you how to connect your Facebook page and all the correct settings, and even settings for those of you who have done it before that you probably don't even know that you need to know about for it to work effectively. So yes, you need to know a little bit, but mostly in terms of like the actual bot building, that's happening in ManyChat.
Great. That's cool. Cool stuff. So we'll keep the questions coming. We'll try and get back to you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, Kelly, you'll be able to come in and maybe.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to try. There's a lot of questions. Oh, my goodness.
There's so many questions. So I just wanted to do another kind of deep dive into things and, really talking about tactics and tips. What are maybe some of the top tips and tactics to use a Facebook Messenger bot? And then a kind of follow-on question from that. can you build it on personal profiles, or is it, are we just talking about pages here?
Just pages,
so couple of questions. Yeah, I thought it was just pages.
Yeah.
But that's probably important to mention. So this won't work in personal profiles or groups. It has to be your page.
It has to be your page, and they do not work inside of groups unless you're using a ref URL. So the ref URL is essentially just a URL, and you can put them anywhere, right? And that's right.
So in your example, if you're watching on the InVideo page or Kelly's page, this won't work on my page because we didn't add it onto that. But if you're so for those who, if it's not working, you might be watching on my page or on YouTube.
Or
so
on
that
YouTube,
so that's what that But the ref URL is that this is actually we've shortened. I think you shortened this. This is a
pretty one.
Which is quite cool. But this would normally be is like an m.me thing.
Yeah, so it's like m.me / lots of numbers and letters. And like each ref URL goes to a specific flow or chatbot campaign that you build. So they're all unique. So for instance, I have one for registering for this event, for instance, that I was able to post in my Facebook group. And people could then click on that. The key here that's really important is if you're going to use a ref URL on Facebook and you're going to post that in your Facebook group or your personal profile or even on your Facebook page, you have to kind of put some text there that says, hey, this is going to open in Messenger. Like, that's a best practice. Yeah. That's a tip right there, but not just a tip, it's a rule. You need to make sure you're explicit about the fact that it's going to open in Messenger. And that's why whenever you see me posting it, you're always going to see in parentheses, opens in Messenger. So yeah, we want to be really clear that you're doing that. And that is actually an actual rule.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Well, there we go.
You can actually get blocked if you don't like, because what happens is that people will click on it thinking they're going to go to a website or something. It's going to open in Messenger and it feels very invasive, right? So this is the difference between setting expectations and not. And when it feels invasive, like, whoa, why are you messaging? What is this nonsense, right? Then people are going to block you. And you're going to have a really high block rate. Once you have a high block rate, Facebook's going to be like, yo, you're abusing this, and they're going to cut you off. You're going to get the red evil notifier of doom that says you are in Facebook jail for a little while. So always set the expectation that this is going to open in Messenger. And guess what? People are like, cool. So you're going to go from grr to whoa, that was awesome. Trust me, every time. Like, I am amazed by how many people I build like the simplest bots. And if I set the right expectation, like that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, yeah, it was pretty easy.
Yeah. And would you say that it's when you're just like dipping your toe in the bot world that it starts simple? I mean, I tend to be the master of overcomplicating things. So
me too.
I think, so simple. So like, okay. So
the simplest bots are often the best messenger bots, honestly. I've seen bots that were going to go wrong. Yeah, absolutely. And I actually was on my live show 2 weeks ago with Ryan Baggett, who does restaurant messenger bots, which are amazing. He has this new product called Tap the Table, which uses NFC. I'm like super excited about it, so I have to talk about it, where you just like touch your phone and it opens up the messenger bot, which is great for restaurants right now because touch free. But he and I both were talking about this exact thing. Like the simplest bots are the ones that work. They are the ones that convert. When you overcomplicate things, that's when people are getting stuck in the middle. That's when people are getting frustrated. That's when bots get broken or you have glitches. The simplest bots absolutely are the best bots, whether you're advanced or you are a beginner.
Awesome. Well, yeah. I'm getting really excited by all of this. This is great stuff. If you're getting excited about this, let us know in the comments. What are your ideas? What are your ideas already in creating bots? And of course, check out Kelly's course. So because that's going to give you so much more information.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this is a question that I want. We've kind of alluded to this as well, which is and you know at the start where we're talking about one of the problems that people have with bots is they've seen bad examples of bots before. They've seen, I don't know, just really bad examples. And one problem that a lot of people have, and I probably was a bit like this, that don't bots take the human out of it, which can be a good thing. You know, in a way, as a business owner, I get so many messages, and I want some help with that because sometimes
people don't want to talk to a human, you guys.
Well, yeah. So there is that.
That's like one, but yes.
Yeah, I mean,
this is a concern.
It is a concern.
A lot of people bring this up to me.
You know, this year, is the year of human-centric marketing. So how does a messenger bot actually fit into that, you know, and how can we use those bots as a replacement for human interaction?
Okay.
This is something I'm really interested in because I've seen bots used so badly. So
I know, me too. Oh my gosh, me too. It's so frustrating. Okay, there's a couple layers to this. So let's think about this logically. Does email take away the human touch?
No.
Does your website take away the human touch? Probably not. I mean, that's part of your marketing plan, right? So no, a messenger bot absolutely does not take away the human. Does social media posting take away the human touch? It's all in how you do things, right? Can a messenger bot take away the human touch? Absolutely. Should it? Nope. You need to build the messenger bot with right away letting people know, I'm not a human. And so there's ways you could do this. For instance, I call my messenger bot like the Kelly's Messenger experience. It's an experience. It's like a interactive website, essentially, is how I'm selling it, right? I'm not trying to get you in there and just going right in and pretending like I'm a human. So I've had like people come in. I don't know if Jim's here. I always like to use Jim Fuse as an example because he was one of the first people to play with my messenger bots, and he gave me the best compliment of all, which was, I knew I was chatting with a messenger bot. It felt like I was chatting with you. And that should always be your goal, is you should have your personality in there. People should feel like, oh, this is so Kelly, but I know it's not her. But I also know that anytime that I want to talk to her, all I got to do is type Kelly, because I've set that expectation in the beginning. So it really breaks my heart a little bit when I have people who are like consultants or coaches and like, I can't use a messenger bot because I need the personal touch. And I'm trying to tell you, very few people are at the level, and I'm not trying to brag, very few people are at the level of how effective I am as bringing the personal touch. You ask anyone in my Baby Got Bot Facebook community, and I am in there nonstop answering questions. I'm involved. I'm jumping into chats. I'm getting on to Zooms and Looms and all this stuff. I thrive off of helping people and giving my all and my personal touch, but you simply cannot do everything. And my messenger bot is such a huge help, and you can have both. Like, it doesn't take away the personal touch, because again, going back to what I already said, the bots are only as good as the people who build them. And if you build a bot that takes away the human touch, then it's going to take away the human touch. So
yeah, I love that. Really important point. So it's all about the implementation and thinking about it. Do that foundational work first before getting stuck into the techie stuff, which we all like probably doing. We've got some great questions here. Laura says, I think this was actually a little bit earlier on. So sorry, Laura, I didn't get back to you on this one. But I think she's watching on the web on the website. So Laura wants to know, how much daily maintenance does it take to manage a bot?
Once it's set up, it pretty much just does its thing. A lot of it, I will say, does depend on the campaign. So obviously for something that's very interactive, like a Facebook Messenger bot, for instance, I have my Facebook Live show tomorrow, and this is kind of a whole Facebook Live thing, right? I can't schedule my Facebook Live till a week out. So I schedule my Facebook Live, I set up the registration bot, and then once it's set up, it's done. And then I have to do these steps. But once the steps are done, it's kind of like, okay, that's taken care of. My assistant, my digital assistant, my messenger bot experience will take care of that. So it's not that I have to be in there every single day, unless you're building a lot of different campaigns and you want to continue doing all these things. It's just like an email. How long does it take to go in and create an email? Well, it takes however long it takes, but you don't have to keep going in there. So once it's built, it's built. Now, if you notice after, obviously you want to test it, but if after you're having glitches or something, then yeah, you're going to have to go in and kind of troubleshoot a little bit, maybe refresh permissions. But generally speaking, if you have a simple messenger bot, it's just a matter of just going in and making sure it's updated. I will say, because we're talking about bringing the human touch, you should be checking in, or you should have the elements in there that notify you when someone wants to talk to you. So I actually, mind you, I am a messenger bot expert. This is all I do. I live and breathe. So I'm in my ManyChat account daily, checking, just, is anyone chatting with me, playing around. But for the normal person, I would say you can absolutely set it up so that it'll notify you if someone wants to talk to you, and check in every couple days just to, make sure that no one is messaging you that you're missing or anything like that. It's no big deal.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I think it depends on your situation.
Absolutely.
And so, like, where you mentioned interacting with people in ManyChat? Yeah. Because I think a lot of people will think, well, this is Facebook Messenger. Don't I just go into Facebook Messenger? Where's the best place to actually interact with the people and see what's happening?
Great question. So if you are using ManyChat to manage your Messenger bot, the best place to go is inside of ManyChat to manage your live chat, otherwise known as like inbox. So it's the same as your Facebook inbox. The reason is that ManyChat's going to filter your open conversations and your done conversations. And it's also going to pause any automations, keyword triggers, default messages, which you're going to learn about in my mini course, any kind of bots they might be in between. When we're chatting in let's say Facebook inbox, those things can still trigger, but in ManyChat, it pauses them so you don't get any interruptions, and it's a lot smoother.
That's really helpful stuff. Yeah, that's good. Doug wants to know, might there be a template to use for fundraising rather than invent the wheel? Any thoughts on that?
I don't. There's a huge library of templates inside of ManyChat that you guys can check out. There's actually a tour of the dashboard in my course that will show you where to find those. I don't know if there's a fundraising one in there. I assume there is. I don't have a template for the fundraiser I did because it was a very specific case where the bot just happened to solve a problem that only the bot could solve. And I don't think that's something I could duplicate. So I would say certain situations like a fundraiser, you might be able to find if it's a simple fundraising situation. I will say you cannot accept payment for digital funds or digital products inside of Messenger. That is a Facebook policy rule. So if you're like selling a course or even in a lot of cases for donations, you have to have a physical product, but you can use it to like send people away. The way I did it in my course is or in my bot that I use as an example, is I actually sent people to the website that they were donating to. We gave them choices like Red Cross and all these things. They would go, they donate, and then they would submit their receipt in the bot, and the bot would then take over from there. So there are different scenarios that I couldn't just say there's a template. I'm sure there is, but yeah, I don't have it personally.
Yeah, that's fine. That's really good. And so that kind of brings me on to my next question, which is a lot of people are asking this. So they're mentioning things like violating the rules. So I think Melody says here, biggest fear is violating the rules. So
isn't it always?
Yes, the rules. And I have to admit, Kelly, this is the other reason why I've been scared about dipping my toe in the bot world in the past, that I'm just worried about. Like, the rules keep changing. What do we do? Please
follow me.
Kelly.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
So
well, obviously, yeah.
I mean, I literally, seriously, like every time the rules change, I do a Facebook Live in my group. I post a YouTube on my Baby Got Bot YouTube channel. In the mini course that you guys are getting access to, there's actually an entire video that walks you through the compliance and all the tags you need to understand. So yeah, there's a learning curve, but there's a learning curve with anything that's worthwhile in marketing. I mean, Ian, you teach Facebook Live, right? You don't just jump on Facebook Live knowing every single button and what's allowed and what. There's things that you can't do Facebook policy wise, terms of service wise for Facebook Live, for posting on Facebook. These are just things you need to kind of dig around. Well, I made it easy. You don't have to dig, just watch the video or go to my YouTube channel or join my Facebook group. Yeah. And I'm not the only one out there talking about this. So find someone that you can connect to that you want to learn from. Maybe you don't like my style. I'm cool with that, man. There's plenty of awesome educators in the space that can help you out.
Yeah, well, that's a really good point as well, that, you've got to, at the end of the day, you've got to find the people that you want to work with. But I mean, you've got so many resources out there. I mean, when it comes to this the whole realm of messenger bots, I mean, so what would be, in terms of the rules, are there like one or two rules that we should be really, really careful with that you would like to mention?
Yeah, I think the biggest one is you can't just send out promotions to like your whole list. I think a lot of people get in there, again, going back to like how it's different than email. You can't just like send a message to anybody that comes into your messenger bot anytime you want. There is a standard messaging tool, tag called the 24-hour window or 24-hour rule. And essentially what it's saying is you can only send promotional content. And promotional content can be like my YouTube video or my value-added blog, whatever. In Facebook's eyes, that's promotional. Then you can only send that within this 24-hour window of when the end user last interacts with your messenger bot. Now that for marketers is like, well, that sucks. Why should I even bother? I'm so frustrated. But like as a user, let's step out of the marketer hat for a minute and just like step into our normal human user and be like, wow, that's awesome. Thanks, Facebook, for taking care of that spam nightmare. So as a marketer, you just have to like learn the strategies to use the tools correctly, just like anything else. Stop getting frustrated and just roll with it. Like everything we've dealt with today with all these tech issues, for those of you guys who don't know, we've had a lot of techie stuff going on today. I had to completely like build the course page that you guys got for your course, upload all the videos to YouTube, put them all in there, design that thing right before we went live today because I was having tech issues. You just gotta roll with it, baby. Like, welcome to Marketing 101. Yep. Roll with it. But yeah, there are absolutely rules, and that's probably the biggest one. But the video in the free course is going to walk through all those major rules. So we're going to keep you out of trouble.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, often with these things, whether it's bots or live video or anything, it's often what's going on up here. It's the mindset. There can be these blockages. And we can come up with these things that get in the way. So some other quick questions before we go. So from Eric was saying, could you talk about if bots are similar to or can replace a funnel? I think that's a great question.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like totally. You can connect them to Facebook ads. You can use like the lead qualification messenger bot that we talked about with Kerwin Ray was literally a funnel, except it's a smart funnel because along the way we are qualifying people. We are giving them options. How many of you are into choose your own adventure books? I'm an 80s baby. If you were born in the 70s or the early 80s, you know what choose your own adventure books are, right? Like that is what a bot is. You are creating a choose your own adventure. And along the way, you are segmenting people. You are tagging them. You are putting them where they belong so that you can deliver the right things to the right people. So absolutely, it's like an interactive funnel, really.
That's really helpful stuff. Loads of other comments, but we're getting towards the end of the show. So I just wanted to ask you, Kelly, you've mentioned quite a lot of examples. Are there any other cool examples of how businesses you've worked with are using messenger bots, or how you've leveraged bots for your own brand?
Well, I use the social or the Facebook live strategy the most. I mean, because I go live all the time. This is the strategy I focus most of my energy on. So even today with this live broadcast, you guys have experienced that strategy as an end user. So that's the one I use, and I get a lot of great benefit from that. Yeah. I've used it with webinars.
Tim Sawn's actually asked that as well. Any tips on how to get started with bots in the live show?
I have a course for that. There's a course you can buy. If you want to go to stellar247.thinkific.com, there's a $75 boot camp that actually walks you through every step of my strategy. Plus there's a template you can add to your ManyChat account. But that's like the number one way I use it. I've used it in so many different ways. Some of the examples I showed earlier were mine, the fundraiser, for instance. Some of the ones that I really love that I haven't worked on personally, but I've seen in action, Andrew and Pete, who I know are dear to both of us. I love those boys. They're amazing. They actually had an amazing AtomicCon. For those of you who don't know, AtomicCon is Andrew and Pete's conference. They had an amazing AtomicCon chatbot that was connected to an ad that was a full-out funnel that qualified people that people were like, well, I don't know. And they're all, so tell me why you don't know. And then just brought them around, and that thing converted like gangbusters. Anyone who had the fortune of going through that thing knew that was an amazing messenger bot. So shout out to Pete, because I know Pete actually built that thing. And then Amanda Robinson is so good with bots too. She every year does the Valentine's Day bot, which is one of my favorite bots. It's super fun. And I think this will get to why I think it's important to do fun bots, but she actually has a Valentine's bot where she asks you a couple questions and she'll sing you songs or send you like digital Valentines to make your day based off of your answers. So it's amazing. But I think it's so important that you go out when you're getting started and build bots just for fun. When I started, I was building games. I'm known to build quizzes, trivia games, very BuzzFeed-like. And I think it's a good way of learning because you're having fun and you can play with them and learn the ins and outs. So don't take it all super serious right away. Go have some fun too.
What shocking tips you're giving us. Having
fun?
Like, What's going on?
If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong, friends.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I think that's it's a great tip, because I think, again, we can get so stressed about the technology of bots, and actually what probably a better way is just having some fun with it and playing with things. And if it breaks, what's the worst that's going to happen? But of course, you could just go and go and sign up for Kelly's free course, and you can find out all about how you set it all up as well. So,
so let's throw that up real quick one more time. If you're on the InVideo Facebook page, type "as you wish," follow the prompts, and you're going to get instructions on how to get that course. If you are off the InVideo page, then you're going to go to the link that's going to come down. I saw a couple people say, and this happens every once in a while, this is a thing about bots. We're still like, in the beginning, so there's sometimes some technical glitches. About 1% won't get the message. If you are in the 1% that don't, you do all the things you're supposed to do and you still don't get the message that gives you the course, just message me personally. I am m.me/stellar247. That's my Stellar Media Marketing page. And just say, yo, Kelly, I did what you told me and I didn't get the course. I'll hook you up. No problem. We'll get it for you.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's the odd person that's maybe having a few issues. So
it happens every once in a while.
And sometimes the tech doesn't always work perfectly, but I think the majority of people have been able to access it, which is cool. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before we go? Any final tips? I think you've shared so much with us today, and I think my brain is.
I'll just say, the only way to start is to get started. So you can't expect to be like an expert overnight. You have to actually get out there and start doing it. I have lots of resources. I have my YouTube channel. I have a Facebook group. I do a live show every Thursday on my page, and I do live Q&As. I mean, I'm here for you guys. What do you need help with? I specialize in helping beginners get there with these tools. So I'm here to help, and I hope that you reach out to me if you do want to explore this more and you're struggling to find the right resources.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thanks, Kelly. You stick around. I'll chat to you after the show, if that's all right. But it's time. So thank you, Kelly. Thank you so much. It's time to end. We're at the end. We've just over an hour. So I just wanted to say thank you so much to the team at InVideo who have put on this show just between you and me. It's awesome. I'm also very, very thankful to Steve for going on holiday and letting me jump into his shoes and to be able to host the show. It's been a real pleasure to be with you guys today. Thank you so much. So just another plug for the InVideo group on Facebook. So just go to facebook.com/groups/invideo.io. It's a great community. I'm a member of this community, so you'll be hanging out with me, and it's such a really vibrant community as well. So definitely check that out, and of course go to InVideo, the InVideo website, and check out InVideo because it is an awesome online video editing tool with so many amazing features in it, and I've just been really excited about that as a tool. But the other thing, of course, is to mention, and this is quite funny actually, because Steve is in Canada having a nice holiday or vacation. I was going to be in Canada next week, but because of the lockdown, that's not happening, unfortunately. So, but we are going away on a family break, which is going to be lovely. But it means that next week we're having a break just for 1 week. So I hope you will forgive us for that. But we will be back, don't worry. But we're just having 1 week off so that we can all recharge our batteries, which is awesome. So that's going to be fun. But until next time, I hope you have a fab week, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.